New developments surrounding Vinicius Jr. Rodri is back on Real Madrid's radar. AS Roma are pushing to sign Endrick. The latest updates on Michael Olise's future. Let's get into the details.
But before we continue, don't forget to support the channel by hitting the like button, subscribing, and turning on notifications so you never miss the latest Real Madrid news and updates. Hala Madrid, and now let's get back to the details.
Fresh reports from Italy suggest that Brazilian youngster Endrick remains on the radar of several European clubs, with his Roma emerging as one of the strongest candidates to sign him this summer. According to the latest reports, the Italian side is considering a loan move that would allow the 19-year-old striker to play regular first-team football and continue his development at the highest level. However, Endrick's priority appears to be very different. The young forward is reportedly determined to stay at Real Madrid and fight for his place in the squad. After returning to the Spanish capital, his main objective is to convince the coaching staff that he deserves more minutes on the pitch during the upcoming season. Inside Real Madrid, the club continues to view Endrick as one of the brightest long-term talents in world football. Because of that, there is no indication that the club is willing to sell him permanently. If any deal were to happen this summer, a loan would be considered far more realistic than a permanent transfer. For now, the final decision will depend on the coaching staff and how they plan to manage the squad ahead of the new campaign. Meanwhile, another major story continues to dominate headlines around the Santiago Bernabéu, and that is the future of Vinícius Jr. Contract renewal talks between the Brazilian star and Real Madrid are still ongoing, but reports suggest that negotiations have become increasingly complicated over financial terms. According to several outlets, Vinícius is looking for a new contract that reflects his importance to the team. While Real Madrid remain committed to maintaining their current wage structure, club officials are determined to protect the balance inside the dressing room and avoid creating major salary differences between the squad's biggest stars. At the same time, some reports have claimed that Real Madrid could consider listening to extraordinary offers if negotiations failed to reach an agreement. However, there has been no official confirmation from the club, meaning those reports remain speculation. As things stand, Real Madrid's priority is still to reach a long-term agreement with one of the club's most important players. Moving on to midfield, Rodri has once again been linked with a possible move to Real Madrid. Over the past few days, multiple reports have suggested that the Spanish international continues to be admired by the club, with many believing he would be an ideal addition to strengthen the midfield for the future. Rodri has established himself as one of the best defensive midfielders in world football, thanks to his composure, tactical intelligence, and ability to control the tempo of big matches. Those qualities naturally make him an attractive option for a club like Real Madrid. Despite the growing speculation, there is currently no official offer and no confirmed negotiations between Real Madrid and Manchester City. At this stage, the story remains one of media interest rather than an advanced transfer. Still, many observers believe Rodri could remain a name to watch if Real Madrid decide to strengthen their midfield in the coming transfer windows. Finally, one of the biggest transfer stories surrounding Real Madrid continues to involve French winger Michael Olise. The Bayern Munich star has been repeatedly linked with the Spanish giants, but completing such a deal appears extremely difficult. According to recent reports, Bayern Munich have made their position perfectly clear. The German champions do not consider Olise available for transfer and continue to see him as one of the key players in their long-term project. Club officials reportedly have no intention of opening negotiations this summer. Real Madrid, on the other hand, are said to admire the French international's qualities and believe he has the profile to succeed at the Santiago Bernabéu. However, Bayern's asking price, combined with the player's long-term contract, makes any potential deal highly complicated. continuing to insist that the French winger is not for sale. Some reports also suggest that Real Madrid believe a future transfer would become more realistic only if Olise himself decided he wanted a new challenge. Until then, Bayern remain in full control of the situation, and there is no official indication that the player is close to leaving Germany. For now, Michael Olise remains one of the most talked about names in Real Madrid's transfer discussions, but as things stand, it is still a developing story rather than a completed deal with Bayern Munich.